Imagine you are standing in the middle of a heated argument. You feel a righteous fire burning in your chest. You are ready to defend your position with logic and strength. Suddenly, your vision starts to blur. You feel that familiar and dreaded lump forming in your throat. Your voice begins to crack. Against your absolute will, tears start to spill over your cheeks. In that moment, you are not sad, you are furious. You are frustrated beyond words, but your body is doing something you never asked it to do. The person you are arguing with stops speaking. Their expression shifts from engagement to something else entirely. They see what they perceive as weakness. They might even say, "Why are you crying? It's not that big of a deal." That sentence alone makes the situation 10 times worse. You feel humiliated by your own physical reaction. You feel like a child having a tantrum. All you wanted was to be a strong and assertive adult. If you know this feeling intimately, I want to offer you a completely different way to see yourself. We often believe that crying during conflict is a sign that we are fragile. We have been told that it means our internal system is weak, but I want you to consider the opposite perspective. You are not crying because you lack emotional capacity. You are crying because you have an excess of caring. Most people can stay perfectly cool in an argument because they are only 50% invested. They are detached from the outcome or the truth, but you are different because you are all in. You are running at 150% capacity. You care deeply about the truth, about the relationship, or about the injustice occurring. Any high-performance engine that runs at that level generates heat. It generates a massive amount of heat. Today, we are going to decode the biological phenomenon of angry crying. We will explore exactly why your body tries to cool you down when your mind gets too hot. I will give you a professional toolkit of invisible strategies to help you stay in control. These tools will allow you to stay in the room and keep your dignity intact. To understand your tears, we must step away from psychology and look at pure biology. Think about a professional marathon runner. When they are in a dead sprint, their muscles work incredibly hard. Their internal body temperature spikes rapidly. If they get too hot, their entire system will shut down to prevent damage. So what does the human body do in response? It sweats. It releases water to cool the surface of the skin and regulate the internal temperature. When you see a runner sweating, you never think they are weak. You recognize that they are working exceptionally hard. Their body is doing exactly what it needs to do to keep them running. Angry crying is essentially just emotional sweating. When you are in a high-stakes conflict, your nervous system is sprinting. You are in a state of extremely high physiological arousal. Your brain perceives that your internal stress and passion are reaching a critical limit. To prevent you from overheating emotionally, your brain triggers a cooling mechanism. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system. This is the system responsible for rest and digestion. It releases a chemical called acetylcholine. This chemical slows your heart rate and attempts to calm your muscles. The visible side effect of this biological cooling process is the production of tears. The next time the tears come, I want you to reframe the shame immediately. Tell yourself that you are not breaking down. Remind yourself that you are just emotionally sweating. Your body is simply cooling off the engine so you can keep going. There is another deeper layer to this biological reaction. Your body isn't just trying to cool you down, it is actively trying to save your life. You might feel betrayed by your body in these moments. It might feel like it is sabotaging your best arguments. But imagine that your body is an ancient and overprotective bodyguard. This bodyguard loves you fiercely and wants you to survive at all costs. However, this bodyguard is very old-fashioned. It thinks every conflict is a life-or-death situation. Even an argument with your boss or your partner feels like a fight with a saber-toothed tiger. When the conflict gets intense, your bodyguard gets scared for you. It thinks the aggression in the room is getting too dangerous. It believes that if you keep fighting like this, you might get physically hurt. So it steps in front of you. It forces you to cry to change the dynamics of the interaction. This is rooted in a fascinating piece of evolutionary biology. Recent research shows that human tears contain an odorless pheromone. When an opponent smells or sees these tears, their testosterone levels often drop. Their brain's aggression centers begin to power down. Your tears act as a chemical blanket. They are biologically designed to send a signal to the other person to lower their guard. Your body isn't betting against you in the debate. It is trying to de-escalate a fight it thinks you might lose. It is trying to ensure you survive to see another day. You can actually thank your internal bodyguard. You can say to yourself, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but I am safe right now. I don't need this shield at this exact moment." Now, we are going to move into the master toolkit. I am going to give you specific and technical methods to manage this reaction. But before I do, I need to state something very important. When you are in the middle of an angry cry, your prefrontal cortex is often offline. This is the part of your brain responsible for logic and thinking. You are running on pure adrenaline and instinct. It is very likely that you will forget most of what I am about to say during a crisis, and that is perfectly okay. You do not need to memorize every single one of these tools. I want you to listen and just pick one tool that feels easy for you. Master that one single tool first. Don't try to be an emotional ninja right away. Just try to be a person who has one good trick up their sleeve. We have organized these tools into 3 distinct levels. Level 1 involves invisible tools. You can use these when you are alone or when the other person hasn't noticed the heat rising yet. Your first and most effective option is the lookup hack. This is a purely physiological trick based on how the brain processes information. The moment you feel that sharp prickle in your eyes, physically look up. Tilt your chin slightly and focus on the ceiling or the top of a bookshelf. Looking down signals introspection and deep feeling to your brain. Looking up signals visual processing and external alertness. It mechanically keeps the tears in the ducts. It also tells your bodyguard that you are still watching the world. It signals that you are not shutting down or retreating. If the lookup hack doesn't work, you must try the math hack. The part of your brain that handles crying is the limbic system. The part that handles logic and math is the prefrontal cortex. These 2 areas share a limited blood supply. They work like a seesaw in your mind. If one goes up, the other must come down. You can force your logic brain to wake up and take control. Do a specific and difficult math problem in your head. Do not choose something easy like 2 plus 2. Try to subtract 7 from 100 repeatedly. 100 minus 7 is 93. 93 minus 7 is 86. 86 minus 7 is 79. It is impossible to maintain intense emotion while doing complex subtraction. You are literally forcing the blood flow away from the tears and back to logic. Finally, if you feel like you are losing control of reality, try sensory grounding. This is designed to anchor you back in the room. Quickly identify 5 things you can see around you. Identify 4 things you can physically touch. Listen for 3 distinct sounds. Find 2 things you can smell. Identify 1 thing you can taste. This pulls you out of your internal emotional storm and back into the present moment. But sometimes the emotional wave is simply too strong to hold back. The invisible tools might not be enough and you feel like you are about to sob. In this high-pressure moment, you need to get out of the situation gracefully. You need what we call a strategic pause. The most effective way to do this is the water break. If you feel your voice cracking, say these exact words. "I am going to grab a glass of water. I will be right back." This is not a retreat and it is not a sign of surrender. This is a high-level tactical maneuver. Here is exactly why this works. When you get the water, take a very slow and deliberate sip. The physical act of swallowing forces the glottis in your throat to relax. It resets the muscle spasm that causes the gasping or sobbing sound. This 60-second break gives you time to shake out your hands. It allows you to release the excess adrenaline in your system. You can take a deep breath, reset your throat, and return to the room on your own terms. Now, let's discuss the hardest scenario of all. It is too late and the tears are already falling down your face. The other person is looking directly at you. You feel the heavy weight of shame creeping into your mind. If this happens, I need you to follow one absolute and non-negotiable rule. Do not apologize for your tears. Do not say, "I am sorry, I am such a mess right now." Apologizing signals to the other person that you are weak. It signals that you believe you have done something wrong, but you haven't done anything wrong. Instead of apologizing, I want you to label the reaction and pivot the conversation. You need to tell them exactly what is happening so they don't misinterpret it. Say this clearly. "I want you to know that these are tears of frustration, not sadness." Or if you want to be even bolder and more assertive, say this. "I care deeply about this issue, so my body is having a physiological reaction. Please ignore the tears. I am listening and I want to finish this conversation. By saying this, you do something incredibly powerful for your own dignity. You assert your agency over the situation. You are telling them that your biology is reacting, but you are still the one in charge. There is immense dignity in being able to cry and keep speaking your truth simultaneously. That is not a definition of weakness. That is the very definition of courage. I want you to know that this journey of self-mastery takes time. There will still be arguments where the tears come before you can catch them, and that is perfectly okay. Be gentle with your overprotective bodyguard. It is truly trying its best to keep you safe from harm. Do not add the second arrow of shame to the first arrow of anger. The first arrow is the situation itself. The second arrow is how you judge yourself for your reaction. Your capacity to feel this deeply is a rare gift. The fact that you are so invested and so passionate is a strength. The fact that your body literally overflows is the source of your empathy. It is the source of your creativity and your unique power. You are not a weak person. You are just a high-performance engine that sometimes runs a little bit hot. You are an engine built for great things and deep connections. So the next time the tears come, take a slow breath, look up at the ceiling, and remember who you are. Remember that even your tears are proof that you are fully and unapologetically alive. They are proof that you have a heart that beats for what is right. If you want to understand more about why you are wired this way, stay with us. If you want to know why you feel everything so deeply, explore our other work. We dive deep into the mechanics of the super-sensor mind. We look at the science behind why some of us experience the world more intensely. Subscribe to Mind as we continue this journey together. Let's decode your humanity and find the strength in your sensitivity. You are not alone in this experience. There is a whole community of people who feel just like you do. We are learning to navigate this world with our hearts on our sleeves, but we are doing it with the tools of science and the power of understanding. Keep your chin up, keep your mind sharp, and never be ashamed of the fire that burns within you. Your tears are not a white flag of surrender. They are the steam from a powerful soul in motion. Stay strong, stay curious, and stay invested in your own growth. We will see you in the next deep dive. Until then, trust your process and honor your body's wisdom. The world needs more people who care as much as you do. The world needs your intensity and your truth. You have the tools now. Go out and use them with confidence. You are more than your biological reactions. You are the master of your own narrative. And your story is just beginning to unfold in a more powerful way. Believe in your capacity to handle the heat. Believe in your ability to stay in the room. You are ready for whatever comes next. Take that glass of water, take that deep breath, and stand your ground. The truth is on your side, and your voice is more powerful than you know. Even when it cracks, it carries the weight of your convictions. Even when it shakes, it speaks of your integrity. Be proud of the engine that runs at 150%. It is what makes you extraordinary. It is what makes you who you are, and that is more than enough. That is everything. Goodbye for now and keep moving forward. Your journey is worth every step and every tear. We are here to support you every step of the way. Thank you for listening to this deep decode. Your mind is a beautiful and complex place. Keep exploring its depths and reaching for its heights. The mastery of self is the greatest work of a lifetime, and you are well on your way. Be patient with yourself as you practice these new skills. Consistency is the key to lasting change. Each time you use a tool, you strengthen a new neural pathway. You are literally rewiring your brain for resilience. You are building a more robust version of yourself. A version that can stand in the fire and not be consumed. A version that can feel everything and still lead. That is the goal of our work here, to empower the sensitive and the passionate, to give a voice to those who feel the world most deeply. You are part of that mission now. Go forth with your head held high. And remember, looking up is the first step to staying in control. It is the physical manifestation of your will to keep going. It is your declaration to the world that you are not finished. Not by a long shot, your journey continues. And it is a journey of light, logic, and deep, profound feeling. Embrace it all. The heat, the tears, and the eventual triumph, because they are all parts of the magnificent human experience, and you are experiencing it to the fullest. That is something to celebrate, not to hide. So breathe, look up, and be bold. The world is waiting for your next word, and this time you have the tools to say it clearly, with dignity, with power, and with absolute grace. This is the end of today's session. But it is the beginning of your new mastery. Go out and show them what a high-performance engine can really do. We are rooting for you every single day. Stay true, and stay tuned for more. There is so much more to discover about the mind. And we are just getting started. Your potential is limitless, your heart is vast, and your future is bright. Thank you for your attention and your trust. It is an honor to be part of your growth. See you soon. Take care of yourself and take care of your bodyguard. Both of you deserve peace and understanding. Until next time, keep decoding, keep growing, keep being exactly who you are, because you are enough, exactly as you are right now in this moment and in every moment to come. The interaction between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex is a high-speed highway. When the amygdala detects a threat, it sends a high-priority signal. This signal can effectively hijack your brain's resources. It diverts oxygen and glucose away from the analytical centers. This is why your complex problem-solving abilities drop during an argument. By performing the math hack, you are essentially calling a tow truck. You are pulling the energy back to the prefrontal cortex. You are forcing the system to rebalance itself through effort. This mental exercise is like a gym workout for your emotional regulation. The more you do it, the faster you can recover from a hijack. Your resilience grows with every conscious decision to engage your logic. Think of your brain as a muscle that can be trained for calmness. You are not a victim of your biology, you are its lead researcher. Observe your reactions without judgment. See them as data points in your quest for self-knowledge. The gap between the stimulus and your response is where your power lies. In that gap, you have the freedom to choose your tools, you have the freedom to choose your dignity. Each time you choose the lookup hack, you expand that gap. Each time you choose the water break, you reclaim your authority. You are building a life of intention, one breath at a time, one tear at a time, one conscious choice at a time. The path to mastery is not a straight line. It is a spiral that brings you back to the same challenges. But each time you return, you are stronger and more equipped. You have more data, more experience, and more grace. So embrace the process. Embrace the heat and the cooling water. You are an amazing and evolving work of nature, and your progress is worth every bit of the effort. Stand tall in your truth, speak clearly from your heart, and let your engine run at whatever capacity it needs. You are ready, you are capable, and you are undeniably powerful. Thank you for being part of the mind. We will see you very soon in the next session. Keep practicing, keep breathing, and keep moving forward. Your future self is already thanking you for the work you are doing today.